are going to get started in the Emerald Graves today. Um, I am kind of tired because I was up watching people's streams and flailing about Final Fantasy releases until real late. So, the only thing that I really did after the last stream, I cleared out some inventory, dropped off the research items, did a couple of war table things, and that's pretty much it. Re-equipped some people, but it was all accessories, and I don't remember what they had. So, let's get one less Venatori off of my journal thing here for now. We are going to the Exalted, or not the Exalted Plains, the Emerald Graves. That thing. Words. I don't even have to do that from there. So, Emerald Graves is not unlocked yet. I have to go back to the war table. I'm awake. It's fine. All right. That's all Exalted Plains. Make contact in the Emerald Graves. There we go.
I've arranged an accord between the Marquis and the Dowager.
Congratulations, Josephine.
Wonders. Perhaps they can be useful to us after all.
Yada yada. Fairbanks has contacted us. We should go talk to him. Yada yada. Let's go. New area unlocked. Blah blah. Freeman of the Dales. Let's go. Okay. Who do I want to bring? I always want to bring someone other than Blackwall, but I've never brought him to most of these places, so he's coming anyway, because I don't know what he talks about. We'll get Bull later. I haven't brought Dorian anywhere. I should go... Screw it. Dorian. Okay. Actually, right about here, if I was not romancing Dorian, is usually in my playthrough, where Dorian and Bull start, flirting, and I go, guys, get a room. And they go, but we're not at Skyhold. God, can you imagine? I have a room in the library. No.
Good to see you again, Inquisitor. Hope you've got your comfortable boots on.
Always.
The scouts have seen a number of Fade rifts all over the forest. We've located this mysterious Fairbanks. He won't share his information with anyone but you. He and his men are camped out at Watcher's Reach, on the path ahead. From what we can tell, they're refugees from the war. Peasants, mostly.
Tell me everything you know about Fairbanks.
We don't know much about him. He appeared after the Civil War started, helping people fleeing from the destruction. Fairbanks is likely not his real name.
Gasp.
Do you know anything else about the region?
They call this place the Emerald Graves. Legend says that a tree grows here for every elven knight of Halam Sharal who perished in its defense. Makes you sad, doesn't it?
There we go. This is the line that I expected in the Exalted Plains. I couldn't remember if it was there or here.
We are the last elven. Never again shall we submit.
Oh, I'm sorry, Inquisitor. I spoke thoughtlessly.
Thank you for the information. I'll head out.
One other thing. You've tangled with the Freeman of the Dales before. They have a presence here. Watch your back, Inquisitor.
We got this, guys. I am likely incredibly overleveled for this. But you know, that's kind of how I roll. So, first things first. There's a wolf! And it's not a statue to Fen'Harel. This one's for the Emerald Knights. I want to know what their connection is, because it's the same statue. Knight's Guardian. Traveling through the Emerald Graves in the Dales, one will see dozens of carven stone wolves. The Dalish call these the Knight's Guardians. In the days of Elven Lam Jaral, wolf companions walked alongside Emerald Knights, never leaving the side of their chosen knight. Wolf and elf would fight together, eat together, and when the knights slept, wolves would guard them. The statues were erected in memory of their unbreakable bond. Hi, alien! Oh, gosh! How bad was the, hour cut thing? Glad to see ya. Glad you can stick around, but... How bad? Oof, -3. Okay, well, not fun, but not necessarily the end of the world, I hope. Depending on how many you're getting cut from, I guess. I didn't actually mean to talk to the requisition officer. You don't want to talk to me yet, though, huh? There's an agent over here later that talks about an issue with a great bear. But I guess they don't want to give me that one yet. That's fine. I see how it is. Okay. So technically, I'm probably supposed to go that way. But I never do that first, because why would I do the main thing first? Yeah, good luck with the hours nonsense, alien. That's rough. I've also got an interesting hours thing, but it's less that I'm losing hours and more that I'm going, okay, but if we're doing a professional development thing, not at my usual place of employment, how do I go about getting the hours for this? So, I'll find out. Yeah. Why am I fighting the guy with the shield? I'm a squishy rogue. This is a bad plan. Bad idea. I have them. Yeah. That's Dorian. I got so used to looking at Solas's armor, I'm just like, who's that? It's Dorian. Yeah. All right.
Freeman. I might have to look into this.
Come on, Ilari. Scout Harding warned you about the Freemen of the Dales being here. Pay attention. Gosh. Am I accidentally going into Watcher's Reach anyway? Partway through the last stream. Yeah, right after the very puzzly Fade Rift, was that the one in that weird ruin? Actually, there were two weird ruins. The one where there were bandits, and then there was a ruin, and the glyph all in one place. Oh, that one! Yeah, that was... Alright, that was pretty late in the stream. That one was fun. I like that one. It's... I'm a fan. Oh, listen. Nug Squeak. It's so cute. But yeah, so that one is one of my favorite Elven Ruins because it's got this it's the puzzles, and that's my jam. That's part of the reason I like the Legend of Zelda series so much, because it's like 90% puzzle and 10% gameplay, honestly. So yeah, remember Sister Amity from the oh gosh, that was in the Exalted Plains and Western approach. We have brought Andraste's light to the Dales. None can deny her truth. In time, all will open their hearts to the Maker. I have so much rage. I'm not a fan of proselytes. I don't even know how to emphasize those syllables when it's not a verb. Anyway. Colonialism ahoy! That is exactly, yeah. Like I said, I have a lot of rage. I don't... Fuck the Chantry. That's my feeling on the subject. And/or evangelism, yeah. Because that's what the Chantry is. They're all the worst parts of evangelical Christianity, with very little of the good stuff, which is part of the reason you get characters like Varric, for example. Fuck you. What? I have no idea what just happened. Okay. But that's part of the reason you get characters like Varric, who are technically Andrastian, so they follow the Chantry beliefs, but according to Cassandra, would not step foot in a Chantry. Because why would you do that? Accept salvation or die. That is exactly it. And we're the Inquisition, which is why everyone looks at an Elven Inquisitor and goes, wait, what? I've never really been able to stomach trying to play a quote-unquote faithful Inquisitor. I've never had one. It's always been something that kind of weirds me out. But, you know. I'm just... Oh, it went off immediately. That sucks. I just want to throw some traps around, man. Get some set up while I'm not in the middle of trying to survive. Okay, well, that worked out. Shit. Yeah, 2 Despair Demons. Great. It's fine. Why did I do that? Come on. Oh, shit. Get back here. Ow. God. Dude. Thing. Yeah! Okay. Is that it? That's it. Cool. And only 2 potions. Not so bad. Sometimes I think I'd try to play other routes just to experience them, but usually every character ends up matching my own morality pretty closely because the other choices are too horrible. Yeah, so I tried to play not an evil character, but because I know that I can't do that. I'm not capable. But I tried to play a character that was well, to put it simply, not nice. And the all of the weird choices, like, I managed to side with the Dreadnought instead of the Chargers. And that was the hardest possible decision, but I basically, like, talked myself into, my character can do this because she's a Kunari. This is the only reason she's siding with her people and not Bull's friends. Oh my god, what am I doing? But that was my personal explanation for, but she's not an asshole, kind of. No, she is. And then it's, I didn't manage to do most of the other things because I was like, you know what? This isn't practical. Nissa would not do this. And then I just made myself sad. And then, you know, you get to DLC and you go, wow, letting the Chargers die was a mistake. I knew this, but this was a mistake. It was very interesting to see, though. I never remember how to get up there. And yeah, nice is not good. I can easily drop the nice or the good, but I can't really do both. Like, I can drop the good for part of it, but I can't keep it up. I can't get up there. There we go. Come on, go, go, go. Keep going. No. I can never remember how to get up there. Ah. I tried this already and it didn't help. Because I can't stay on the rock. So I can't just walk up that way. I probably have to come up over here. Somewhere. And just stay at that approximate elevation. Somehow. Ugh. This is part of the reason I used to joke that Ilari has weak ankles, because he falls off of things, because I don't remember how to get places. Oh my god, was it that easy? No. No, it was not. Okay. Ugh. No. Okay. I will come back to this shard. I'm getting annoyed. This one, I think, was as simple as... No? No, wait. Where is this one? Is it even up? It's not even up. It's right here. And then the next one is in the middle over here, which means I have to get down. And not die. So that I can come up at it from over here. No. This side. And then this side.
It doesn't bother you to travel alongside a Vint, Iron Bull.
That what you are? You people all kinda look the same to me.
I'm also a mage. Would you prefer me bound and leashed?
I'd buy you dinner first.
Hey.
Hopefully before you sewed my mouth shut.
Depends how much you keep yapping.
So, little tidbit, if you're not aware, that's the Sarabas. Yeah, oh my, yeah, that's just how they are. But that is a reference to the fact that, Kunari, who are, you know, following the Qun, basically. Kunari mages, are called Sarabas. I forget what that translates to. There's a translation. But they are bound and their mouths are sewn shut and they're leashed and they're usually, like, dragging around chains and horrible shit like that because the Qun does not leave room for magic, basically. So they are leashed and they are in service to some part of the hierarchy. Yeah, it's super fucked up. They do a lot of this game has a lot of really heavy but very interesting parallels. You know, it depending on exactly how you want to view it, it changes. But I have some personal associations. But basically, you know, there's the jokes about mage rights, I mean, basically, you know, basically, yes, except Anders, because stop. Like I said, I just want to punch him in the face and make him clean up his mess. I agree with what he's doing, but also, oh my god, innocent people. Anyway, my brain just, like, shut off for a second there. So, the mages have a parallel, the elves have a parallel, the dwarves have at least one parallel. It's very interesting the way they kind of poke at the dynamics of oppression. Particularly when you go to the Winter Palace the first time, they react differently to your character if your character is, you know, a human noble, which is basically the only human backstory you're allowed. But you can be a human noble, but if you're a mage, if you don't have Vivienne in your party, who is the mage that worked with the Empress, if you don't have Vivienne in your party, the fact that you're a mage will affect your approval on the way into Halam Shiral. Likewise, if you are playing an elf, there's Ilari's ankles again. If you are playing an elf, it affects your score. If you're playing a dwarf, it affects your score. If you're playing a Kunari, it affects your score. But if you are also a mage, so if you're playing an elven mage or a Kunari mage, then you have twice the approval loss to contend with when you start. So I feel like they were very careful with that one to kind of go, you know, yeah, you can. That's not what I wanted to do. Mid-sentence, yep, brain. I feel like they were very careful to be like, you know, yeah, you can be in a an underprivileged group and be, you know, kind of okay on a different axis, like, for example, if you're a human mage. Or you can be doubly screwed because you're, you know, you're dealing with fantasy racism and anti-mage sentiments. And it's, you know, and dwarves can't be mages, so they automatically are only dealing with one of those. So it's kind of the model minority thing, or at least that's how I took it. It's very interesting. It's a very careful way to comment on shit like that without having to actually acknowledge it outwardly. But I think it's a very interesting commentary, personally. Nettle Pass. Andraste's promise, when her chant is spoken from all corners of the world, the Maker will return. We are one day closer to his coming. From Sister Amity again. And the Elven Inquisitor says, fuck you. Let's head over here. Come on. Yay! Dorian, why do you always do that to the last person? That is so inefficient. You do that to the first guy, not the last guy. And that's... Oh, Alfred. Okay. Alright. 2. 2. Cool. Okay. So, where are we here? I went right around... I think that's actually in Watcher's Reach, now that I think about it. This one... might be that cave in which there's some people for me to save. But I'm gonna get this landmark because it's way up here for some reason. The Guide. Historians have been unable to identify the mysterious and cloaked pointing figure in the Emerald Graves. Some believe it a representation of the elven god Falundine, known also as the Friend of the Dead, or the Guide. Others believe it is an elaborate elven joke, its punchline lost to time. I mean, I'm rather more amused by the idea of an elaborate elven joke requiring a gigantic statue. But, you know, okay. Yep, it's the cave. Okay, we're good. I know where I am! But they don't. Okay. I have 2 warriors, and I want one of them to take care of this guy. In the meantime, okay. Or both. Both is good. No! Other button. That button. Keep forgetting I have traps. I have to throw down more traps. No, that doesn't help. Okay, it's fine. Alright. Down into the Viridium Mine. Once we take care of these assholes. Fuck you! Explode. Ah, lovely. Bots. Or, well, I assume bot, because that looks like a pretty, atwitch.com. No. That looks like a, form letter in message form. Alright, that's a thing. Okay. I'm gonna use a potion. Yeah! The trap did something this time, which is good, because I can't do much against these shield guys. Yay! Okay. Alright. These throw. Yo! Fuck you! Ow. Fuck you also. Bitch. Oh hey, somebody's talking about that guy that we came here because of that I haven't talked to yet. Something about Fairbanks. Because I'm effectively incapable of doing main quest stuff first. I do main quest stuff somewhere in the middle. Because that's how I roll. Haha! Blow you up. Blow you up again! Haha! Cool.
These are the rebels who think they're liberating the Dales?
Well, they're doing a shit job of it. Loot. Loot. Read note. From Sister Cousteau. Hugh, yes, I know what Duham thinks about the people in Watcher's Reach. He's wrong. The refugees think us monsters, all because of Duham and his like. If they get in the way, I suppose we must eliminate them. But we will not hunt them. We will not murder them unless they force our hand. I hope you understand. Yours faithfully, Sister Cousteau. No. In Inquisition, a lot of the time I get the impression the people that you have to talk to don't spawn until you have to talk to them. So I've never I've never had the issue of killing someone that I have to then talk to later. As I have said, there is no reason to worry about the other Freemen's cells. Since we are in the Dales, I shall invoke the heathen philosophy of Vir Adalin, the way of the wood. Each tree is part of a greater whole. It is the same with us. We are all part of a greater plan. The Dales will be ours, that I promise, Sister Cousteau. I would really appreciate it if you would stick to what you know. Ugh. Humans. Okay. That was supposed to do something, I'm sure. But it gave me a quest. Ditto that one. I don't know if these are maps that I'm seeing. I'm assuming they're maps. Because this told me to go find Argon's Lodge. Yeah, that looks like a map, kind of, mostly. And then the other one told me to go find a Freeman's cell. Take mosaic piece, give. Loot. There's the key. Worry about the deep mushroom later, or never.
You have it. Please, please open the door. I can't stand it in here another second.
Yeah, if you don't find the key before you get that close to the cage, effectively, that they're in, the character will tell you, no, not over there, you know, will guide you to where the key is. But I find her slightly annoying, so I skipped that. Then again, I get annoyed or not annoyed by some weird shit. You know, everybody hates Navi in the Legend of Zelda franchise. I think she's adorable. I love her. They have to have something to get you to know where you're going. So why not a fairy? You know, I have no problem with that. Just because you know. Just because she talks a lot. So do I. There's a reason I stream. Give me 1 second to finish this fight and I will read your message, I promise. But if I look down from these shield guys, I'm gonna die. Squishy rogue. Who's bad at flanking. How did you get this far away? Okay, Dorian, for real. Stop doing that with the last person in the fight.
Hey, Blackwall.
It is not
What's
helpful.
the most limbs you've ever cut off something in one swing?
Wow,
For
what?
the Wardens, battle is a sacred duty. A vigil kept to guard the world against destruction. It's not a game.
Right, same here.
Do heads count?
Heads absolutely count.
Children.
Then 3.
Nice. Down on the collarbone and through, right? That's how I get the good ones.
Yeah, okay. One time in D&D, you jumped the gun and provoked a boss fight 8 levels before the DM intended you to fight. That's impressive. Yeah, my D&D party apparently does that a lot. You were left unsupervised. Oh no. My D&D party does that a lot, but I haven't been present for most of them. Hilariously, we did a game on Sunday, and I work on Sundays, so I always end up getting there like an hour or so after they start. But, so, they started, they were doing some shit, and they went, let's leave the cleric, my character, with the horses. And, you know, I wasn't there anyway, so that makes sense. For several reasons. I would not have been useful in any of the places that they were going. And then at one point, one of the characters goes, okay, well, I've gotten the guy that we were looking for. I have one of the objectives. I'm gonna see if I can lower him out the window to Eli, my character. And the DM looks at me and goes, well, roll for stealth. And I went, I don't have stealth on my sheet. Is that just a dex roll for me? He goes, you can try. And he's just laughing. So I roll a d20. Nat 20. The DM goes, all right, well, you made it over to the window where Winter's waiting without a problem. You get the guy and you make it back to the horses. That's all right. So my semi-useless cleric character with my really good dice roll, I have no stealth. So that was I love shit like that. Like, I almost never have the... Oh wait, was this Villa Morel? I think this is Villa Morel, but I'm not sure. I almost never have the relevant... Oh no, this is the villa. The other villa. Villa Morel is like way the hell over here. I never have the relevant stats, but stealth and heavy armor usually don't mix. Yeah, I'm playing a cleric, so it's not paladin. I'm the mage, basically. I'm playing a scholar. He's a nerd. He doesn't have heavy armor. He's just also squishy and mad. I mean, I also the first game I was actually in combat, I managed to, like, I show up an hour late because job, and then you know, they get into this fight and there's, you know, the room full of guys, and I was like, all right, let me know if I'm reading this correctly. Sister Cousteau has fallen. Yeah, just killed her. Let me know if I'm reading the description of this spell correctly, and I'm reading about Flare, I think it's called. I'm not new to tabletop, but I'm new to D&D specifically. I forget what all the spells are. But anyway, I was like, so I could basically, this says 10 contiguous squares, 10 contiguous 10-foot cubes. So I could basically cast a snake of fire and take out these 6 guys. Am I reading that correctly? And everybody's like, yeah, you are. So I cast Flare and I took out 6 guys, and there were like 4 left for everybody else. So that actually worked out pretty well. That's, yeah, we're doing 5e. Every so often, I do smart things. So that one was kind of the opposite. Oh shit. That one was... I have an unusually sensible ability for this. What do I do with it? Did I read this correctly? What am I rolling? Cool. Thanks. And then I left the other 4 guys for everybody who could actually do some damage. You know, without having to rely on like a 6th level spell or something like that. Because I came in late enough in the game that everybody there was a level 20. So the DM was like, alright, you're gonna come in at level 17. There we go. Now I get the key for Villemorel. Duem's notes. Auguste has made progress in the Exalted Plains. We are together in this, but Maker's breath, how that irks me. That weapon, or whatever secret is hidden in those glyphs, is mine by rights. Malefont trusts me most. Bah! He won't have it. Not while I live. Well, I'm pretty sure you're the guy I just killed, so... You don't live... And I will deal with Malefont. It is definitely good to be a cleric and not just be stuck healing. The one time that they would have needed me for healing, I was the first one to go down. So that was not so good. Even Mafarath the Betrayer had a part to play. Who are we to say elves do not? I will fight you, Sister Amity. Oh, no. This is Villemorel. Okay, so I must be thinking of Chateau d'Anterre. There's these two, weird mini-dungeons. Yes! Luckily the other players are relatively good at staying alive, but, you know, they were going, you should play a cleric, and I was like, let me look at what I have so far. Yeah, I guess that does make sense. Sure, I'll play a cleric. Oh, yeah, Villemorel is in the middle, and then Chateau d'Anterre is somewhere off to the side, except I think it's on this side. I don't remember. Yeah, healing potions help. Actually, I think we have like half a dozen of those that we just never use. Because, of course. Oh, I forgot about the smuggler letters. I'm gonna run back and grab that. Well... That's down by the river. We're gonna go do this anyway. I will come back for Villemorel. It takes like 2 seconds, but I don't want to forget to get that smuggler letter. First things first, though, there was some red lyrium over here that I can smash. Over behind... This. Oh, there's a book. Read the book. Oh, it's Hardin Hightown. Okay. Varric, your books are out in the dales. Also. Where the fuck was the red lyrium? I thought it was right here. Oh, wrong way. It's down over here. Okay. The other direction. Yes, Varric is an author. Yeah, so... Oh, goodness. That is a not insignificant part of his, kind of his backstory, particularly for, Dragon Age 2. So, Cassandra goes to find Varric to basically tell the story of Dragon Age 2. That's how 2 is framed. Cassandra is interrogating Varric at the very beginning of the Inquisition. And then, you come to the beginning of this game, and she has dragged him to the Divine Council, and then shit hit the fan, and he just went, yeah, I guess I'll help you out. But he is an author, and she basically spends the entire game calling him a liar, and, she's not wrong. Hey, MH, how's things? Finals are over, right? So you've got a little less stress on your plate, I hope. But yeah, Varric is a published author. One of the other things you can wait, what did I just run by? Ah, thing. Duem's notes. The shipments are prepared, and once again, the rats from Water's Reach are getting in my way. One woman got far enough into my camp to look in the crates. Scrounging for food, no doubt. Sneaky little peasants. Perhaps traps next time. Things are going good for me. It's got some professional development today that I'm not sure I'm looking forward to, but it's going to be really helpful. So. Oh no! Stop being sick. Why? You're not allowed to be sick. Not allowed. Shame on you, MH. Good. Antibiotics are... yeah, that's important when you've got bacterial nonsense, particularly with your tonsils. Ugh. No tonsillitis for you. Ugh. There we go. I was in the middle of... oh, Varric's books. The other thing about that, Cassandra reads his romance serial, Swords and Shields. Hard and Hightown is his, mystery, series.
What a lovely
or at least his mystery novel.
Kind of makes you want to retch, yes?
Wow. Thanks, Dorian. You're helpful. But yeah, Hard and Hightown is his mystery serial. It's a gritty. I get the impression it's basically a noir novel. But the Swords and Shields, Cassandra is a fan, and you later on, once you've got a decent approval rating, you get to talk to her, and she's talking about reading it, and she's like all upset that you found her reading Swords and Shields, and you go, wait, you read Varric's books? Yeah, don't tell him. So, and then you have the ability to request that he finish the next installment for her, and you get to watch them react. It's great. Monthly report. Master Kells. Numbers are fantastic, sir. Trade's booming with all this lyrium showing up. Maybe it's red instead of blue, but people are still buying. That mage we picked up can look into what the color means. He needs to start earning his keep. We have coin on hand, too. No need to pay off some greasy dwarf since the red stuff isn't from the deep roads. Must be killing them. Someone struck lyrium up here and they're not getting a piece. Vishlan. Where were the Grey Wardens in Dragon Age 2? They actually...
It claims this red lyrium's not coming from the deep roads.
They come up in the middle of it because the most of Dragon Age 2 doesn't involve Darkspawn, which is kind of the Warden's focus. And if you're confused about Blackwell, we'll get to that. But the this nonsense. Hang on, I have to twist Ilari's ankle here. Go find a body in the river. Oh, look!
Everywhere, and someone falls to their death.
Oh no, I have to get out of the river. Can I get back up the hill? I can, okay. But, the Grey Wardens are pretty focused on Darkspawn, so the way Dragon Age 2 works is the very beginning of the game is concurrent with the very beginning of Origins. So when Hawke is fleeing Lothering with his family or her family, depending on how you play your Hawke, when Hawke is fleeing Lothering with their family, that's when the Blight is starting. You are at the same time as the beginning of Origins. The Wardens haven't established a hold anywhere yet. They're just going, oh god, we have a Blight on our hands. Yeah, but the beginning of 2, they're just figuring out, oh god, there's a Blight. Then Hawke flees to Kirkwall, and there's not really any Darkspawn in Kirkwall. So the beginning of the game, that's basically concurrent with the Battle of Ostagar, right when your Wardens are figuring out what's going on. Kind of a reboot. I'm not sure a reboot is necessarily... It's more, kind of a... This is what was happening to the regular people while your wardens were trying to figure out what the hell to do. And then, you know, Hawk and part of his family, most of his family, their family, get to Kirkwall, and they become the focus. You know, you go to the Deep Roads with Varric and his brother Bartrand, and, you know, shit happens. But that part of... Like, you went to where the Darkspawn are during that part of the game. So that's like, the Wardens would probably look at you and go, no, why? Stay out of the Deep Roads.
The Freeman's leader should be holed up here. This place has seen better days.
So, for the most part, the Wardens stay out of the Deep Roads because that's where the Darkspawn are. That's... You know, the Wardens go to the Deep Roads to die.
I haven't heard anything from them. Have you? No, nothing recent anyway.
So they go to the Deep Roads, shit happens. You have the option to okay, so spoiler alert for Dragon Age 2. If you bring Hawk's surviving sibling to the Deep Roads, they have the option to either they die because they contract the Blight, or you have the option, if you bring Anders because he was a Warden, you have the option to go, Anders, get him to the Wardens, please God. So the Wardens show up suddenly in the Deep Roads and you go, oh my God, save my sibling, and they take your sibling. They don't come back because they're trying to figure out how to deal with the Blight. They come back basically at the very end of the game. So that's where the Wardens are in 2. They are dealing with the Blight because you're doing other shit that doesn't really have to do with the Darkspawn. You're dealing mainly with mages and Templars trying to kill each other and the Qunari launching an invasion into Kirkwall. Oh no, you killed Zevran! You can have him as a party member if you don't kill him. That is... You most likely are about a third of the way through, because that comes before a lot of important stuff. The Landsmeet is later than that, and the Landsmeet is either half or 2/3 of the way through. I'm not totally sure. Yeah. Pages from Lord Morel's journal. The journal of one of the villa's former owners. The current occupants tossed it aside. Altair is the very soul of discretion. I could have a Templar to dinner, and they would be none the wiser. If the Templars haven't gone off to do Maker knows what, I might try it. Valerie complains, but the Empress herself has such an advisor. Why not me? His services are useful, and no one could better ensure our security. No matter. The distractions of the city will ease our minds soon enough. Oh, yeah. Alistair gets mad, and then he gets over it really fast. He's not... Well, I mean, basically any character that you don't have high approval with, that you didn't start the game with, can be like, nah, fuck you. I've never had low approval with Zevran. He's really easy to please. Basically, you just kind of have to be nice to him. It's not even a case of agreeing with him most of the time. You just, you know, treat him like a person, because, you know, he's a person. So, I never had... I don't tend to have low approval with most characters. Alien and I were talking about this earlier. I don't... Like, I'm not very good at being awful. I can't play an evil character, and I'm not... Like, I've never really had a low approval rating with most of these characters. Like, Vivienne, sure, but she kind of hates everybody. You could have changed Morrigan to Zevran? I don't understand. What do you mean? Oh, Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Zevran. He's great. I like him a lot. Oh shit! No, that one. Fuck you! Get back here. Get back here. Oh god damn it. I forgot Malifont was a prowler. There we go. Now he's dead. I mean, obviously, whatever works for you. He's not the most useful character all the time, depending on how you level your rogues. But I'm a fan. I like him.
Struck a blow against the free men.
Yeah, Alistair and Liliana are wonderful. Zevran actually comes back up in your in the War Table missions in Inquisition if he survives your Origins playthrough. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. Red Templar orders. A letter bearing the Templar seal. Have a chat with Malifont. Make sure everything's running smoothly. While there, see if any of his men might wish to volunteer their services in Emprise du Lion. We could always use a few more. Be discreet. Malifont's still useful. I doubt he'd remain so if he thinks we're stealing his soldiers. C. I want to know who C is, because I severely doubt Corypheus is writing notes. That could be, our quote-unquote choice spirit who comes up later. But I'm not sure. I don't remember enough of the names of the bad guys to
Should we look around?
remember, honestly. The Exalted March of the Dales. This is important. A letter to Malifont. Malifont, I'm sending men to discuss some changes. It's nothing dire. You'll find the demands perfectly reasonable. We're willing to compensate you for any inconvenience. I want our relationship to be mutually beneficial. It's been going so well, each of us with our crusades. See. I don't know who that could be from. Oh. Wait a minute. Is that amulet the one I think it is? Cooldown modifier... Chance on hit to taunt, regenerates mana or stamina at a higher rate. Okay. Yeah. I almost always have my Inquisitor wearing that if they're a rogue. I can't do this. Thanks, Bull.
Red Lyrium.
They were smuggling for the Templars.
Not anymore.
He sounds so shocked about that. Like, why are you surprised? Malifont's journals. Malifont kept several journals. This one details the founding of the Freemen of the Dales. Auguste and I have established outposts in the Emerald Graves. We are spreading the word to both armies. I'm sick of good Orlesian men and women dying for someone else's cause. It ends now. Orlais should belong to us. The people who defend her borders, who till her fields. If we're to fight and kill for something, let it be that. Several pages later. Templars approached us. They are not the order I knew, but they have offered weapons and gold if we help bring their supplies through the Emerald Graves. If we are to free the Dales from the grasp of the nobility, we need what they have to offer. It's a deal with the demon, but our cause is worthwhile. Ya think so, do ya? Read inscription, an official appraisal. A note addressed to the villa's former owner lies next to an unusual device. Lord Morel, I posed a few questions to my contacts in the White Spire. Discreetly, of course, lest they want the piece for themselves. From what I can gather, the device, rustically dubbed Illyrium Eperlan, is meant to restore broken runes. They are not widely used. Some suggest that if the rune were affixed to an object, the device could restore the item itself, although I was unable to confirm the truth of this. This is purely academic, as it requires a mage to function. It is nevertheless a rare piece, prized among collectors of curiosities. I trust you are pleased with the purchase. Sincerely, Emile Fabre, Collector and purveyor of unique ephemerae. That's a really weird. Okay. So we gotta find a key. Or rather, 3 pieces of one. That's gonna tell me shit's in there. Key!
Part of a key. There's a rune inscribed on it. Or part of one.
The Long Walk to Halam Shiral. This one is depressing as fuck. So, on the subject of, touching on oppression and how it goes together, and mages versus elves versus dwarves versus etc. Only 65 of our group made it to Halam Shiral. Some gave up. Some sickened, especially the little ones. Bandits stalked us. My mother, forgive me, I had to steal food. A child fought me for extra scraps of bread. A few days later, I carried her for miles after her legs gave out. She died shivering in my arms. I used to have a master, a mage. He fed me well, never beat me, even taught me how to read so I could do his accounts. But if he had a theory or a spell he wanted to test out, he'd get out his daggers, have the other servants tie me to a post and carve furrows into my skin. I was so afraid. Every time I was sure I would die, but at worst I'd collapse, get bandaged up, and lie in bed too weak to move for days. The other slaves visited me in secret to survey the damage. I'd healed just enough before he needed blood again. That is why I traveled from Voldorma to the Dales with nothing but rags on my back. That is why there were 105 of us when we set out, all elven. That is why I fell to my knees and wept when we crossed through the gates of my new home, a village for my people. Anonymous account of the Long Walk, as told to Brother Pecor of Ferelden, circa 140 Ancient. Or minus 140 Ancient, rather. Malifont's journals! Oh boy. Malifont kept several journals. This one appears recently written. I don't know what we're doing anymore. Our hearts were pure when we started. I have to wonder if we've lost our way. The Templars are terrifying. When I speak to the Knight Captain, I feel uneasy. There is something unsettling about his eyes and voice. They keep making offers. More shipments to guard, more men to be escorted to their keep. I just... No. No more grousing. I can't let my doubt show. Others take their cue from me. They must stay strong. It's just for a little while longer. Then we'll get what we want. We'll be free. I don't feel bad for land thieves. Okay. Blood magic. Not even once. Yep. That's... Yeah. That's pretty much... That's it. That's the game. And the other interesting thing. So I play this more like a role-playing game. Particularly when I first started, I played it more like a role-playing game. I think this is the door at the other... Nope. I'm not where I thought I was. Oh, yeah! Okay. Sexuality and Thetis. This one's interesting. What I find most interesting is that despite the lack of open discussion on matters of human sexuality, there is commonality to be found on the subject in all Andrastian lands. Typically, one's sexual habits are considered natural and separate from matters of procreation, and only among the nobility where procreation involves issues of inheritance and the union of powerful families is it considered of vital importance. Also Tevinter. Yet even there, a noble who has done their duty to the family might be allowed to pursue their own sexual interests without raising eyebrows. The view on indulging lusts with a member of the same gender varies from land to land. In Orlais, it is considered a quirk of character and nothing more. In Ferelden, it is a matter of scandal if done indiscreetly, but otherwise nothing noteworthy. In Tevinter, it is considered selfish and deviant behavior among nobles, but actively encouraged with favored slaves. Nowhere is it forbidden, and sex of any kind is only considered worthy of judgment when taken to awful excess or performed in the public eye. From In the Pursuit of Knowledge, the Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genitivi. So, the entire problem with Dorian's father was that his father was like, no, you have to have babies so that we can continue the family line. And Dorian was like, I don't want to be with a lady. I don't like that. No. I'm out. Loot. Different kind of loot. I think I'm funny. Lady Morelle's diary, the diary of one of the villa's former owners. The current occupants tossed it roughly aside. All this fuss over Gaspard and Celine. This talk was amusing enough. Now we hear of conflicts between the Imperial Army and the soldiers supporting that usurper. The thought of them coming here is frightful. Mother is right. Our most fashionable acquaintances will summer in the city. We should do the same. Ramond is stubborn, of course. All his little tricks and trinkets are here. I indulge his eccentricities, mostly to annoy Mother, but we cannot have everything sent to Val Royeaux on such short notice. He does insist we keep Artem on. He refuses to do without the man's services. I suppose he views Artem as another piece of his collection. Still, such devotion to a servant. Kind of makes you wonder why he's so devoted to Artem. And, reading about sexuality in Thedas. Anyway, the scandal. Yeah, they're not subtle about stuff like that. Oh God, where do I have to go? Hang on, Dorian, get out of the door. Thank you. Did I go this way? Nope, I didn't. Front foyer. Oh yes, the subtext is rapidly becoming text. Yeah, they're good with shit like that. They do a lot of that. I mean, you never meet Artem or Lord Morel, so it's kind of a moot point, but, you know. Subtext. So much subtext. Okay. Can I... No. There we go. Notes. Malifont's journals. Malifont kept several journals. This one spends the time Malifont spent as a sergeant in the Imperial Army. I see Laurent's death in my mind all the time. The man who killed her, one of the usurper's soldiers, was familiar. I wouldn't be surprised if I once shared a drink with him. Isn't that how it is now? Brother against brother. The priests tell me to remember Laurent's life, not her death. So I try to recall years past, the countless times she saved me. The day we first met, when I was a young recruit who almost pissed himself at her barked orders. Because of her, I learned discipline and control. She instilled in me pride in what we did. She taught me how to use a sword. More importantly, she taught me how to keep it sheathed. She was fearless, strong, regal, and she was cut down like a common peasant by someone we may have once known. Will anyone remember her? Will Selene? Some pages later. There is a new soldier in our battalion, Gordian. He's an odd fellow with an accent I can't place, like he'd spent time in the marches. It doesn't matter in the end. He's been a comfort listening to me talk about those who died. He also lost friends in Selene's war, and he's tired like we are. He said a very wise thing. There is no war without soldiers. The Empress can't wage her war if we refuse to fight. Orlais should belong to Orlesians. There was the whole thing with the Empress and the Elven Lady. Yeah, that was very explicit. By which I mean implicit rather than dirty, I guess. That's not like it was they were very that one was specifically not subtext. That was the Empress had an affair with Briala. That one was legit. In the past, when I had a guide in front of me, I have generally handled that a little differently. Either there was one time, I think it was with my Kunari, I managed to get all three parties kind of ruling together, which basically means that outwardly, Celine and Gaspard made a truce, and then Briala was pulling some strings in the background. And basically, my Inquisitor got to go, yeah, you all work for me now. It was great. But I think besides that one, which is incredibly difficult to pull off, I think my favorite end to that, yeah, I love that option. It's my favorite. But like I said, that one's really tough to pull off. Besides that, I think my favorite option was Celine and Briala ruling together, which again, outwardly, Celine is back in charge, and Briala is in the background, you know, doing some shit, pulling some strings from the shadows, if you will. And I'm pretty sure that means Gaspard was locked up or possibly executed. I think I generally convinced them not to execute him because why kill him? What's the point? Place fragments. Now I need my mage. Hey Dorian, make it work. Thanks. Take. Have the key. Rune repaired. Open door. Yay!
What have we here?
We have so much stuff. Of, you know, varying usefulness. Ooh, that said Gurgut Vitar. I have to check out how good that is for Bull. Let's check out the Vitar. I have so much shit in my inventory. I should go talk to Fairbanks. This is usually what happens. I get through a couple of side quests and then I go, I need to talk to the main quest guy, I guess. Okay. Bull. Armor. Gurgut Vitar. Same. Better attack. Yeah, okay, that's... Okay. Cunning versus willpower, critical chance versus attack. Yeah, we're gonna keep what we got, I think. Okay. Alright, let's go back to the Emerald Graves. Because I think this is... yeah. I have to actually run all the way back through, but that's fine. Every time you're in a weird little mini dungeon, you have to run all the way back through to leave. But that's fine, because this one's not so far. Back to the front foyer, back to the Emerald Graves, and then I will check my map. Oh, I should read that one too. The codex entry for the Emerald Graves is really, really intense. Politics in your Dragon Age? It's more likely than you think. Okay, map. No. Save. No. Why? Let me save. Okay. Save. Given it's been half an hour almost since I saved last. Okay. Oh, that's right. I could just bounce up here and then teleport back around. Okay. We're gonna get the next camp set up. And then I will teleport back to the first one, and then go talk to the folks in Watcher's Reach. Which means we gotta go all the way around, doesn't it? It is politics as world building. Or world building as politics, depending. Either way, it's well done. I love how immersive the world is in Dragon Age. And part of that is because of the fact that they're so, like, they're not shying away from shit like that. They're going, hey, yeah, so this exists in our world. We're gonna throw it into Dragon Age because it makes sense that it would also exist in a fantasy world, and deal with it. They did good. I'm a fan. A rather large fan. Okay, well, fuck you. Eat traps. Oh, man. There we go. I'm saying my traps aren't working. Alright. Doing good. Have I mentioned that every time I use Shadow Strike, I'm like, I want to set up Brass Knuckles for no reason. Scribbled notes. When Samson made this deal, he... Oh, that's who C was. Knight Captain Carroll. I forgot him. When Samson made this deal, we promised you the Dales if you could hold them and keep the roads open for our supplies. Too difficult a concept to grasp, I see. Enough of your fumbling. The Red Templars will deal with the Inquisition. Knight Captain Carroll. Forgot about him. I'm a little bit embarrassed that I forgot about him, because he's kind of important. Alright, let's see. I gotta go. If I'm gonna get to that camp, I gotta go all the way around up there. Which means I have to go past that rift. This is gonna be a challenge. Can I just go over here and not trigger the rift so that I can... No. Run, guys! We'll come back to this rift, I swear. I just don't want to die. I want to set up a camp and then go talk to the guys in Watcher's Reach and sell some shit. Okay, I think we're okay. And then we have to go over there, because the camp is right up top there, under the statues. But we have to run all the way around. Come on, don't get stuck. I know you can go up this path. There we go. Right, there's another rift. Holy shit. Okay. It's fine. Alright. Let's unmark that. I don't want to do rifts immediately. I'm gonna save. Because I actually managed to get up to Briathos' steps without triggering the 2 rifts. I can't believe that worked. So, yeah, okay, that is fading. Next thing, we bounce back to the first camp, and then we go up to Watcher's Reach like we were supposed to the first time. And we talk to Fairbanks! Okay. Wow. I don't think I've ever teleported back here and ended up under the canopy and staring up at it. That was a little bizarre. Okay. It's fine. We're good. Andril's Wall. Just like in New England, we kept all of the names of the people that lived here. Because the elves named all this shit. Yeah, I guess they wanted me to admire the texture. I mean, it's a nice, sturdy looking canvas. Alright, so, next. I probably need Brashvine. I don't remember what for. I know I need a bunch of herbs that I haven't come across yet. Like, Amulet of Vein and Arbor Blessing. Because those upgrade my potions, or help me upgrade my potions. Hey, Fairbanks!
It is an honor to meet the Herald of Andraste.
I hope I don't disappoint.
Not at all. But as they say,
That's the idea, I think, is that Rashvine is like Poison Ivy. I'll go find the
We've tried to fight, but we cannot match their
oh, sorry, stretching.
You can.
I'll go find the codex entry for it once Fairbanks is done talking.
Which enemy do you mean?
The Rogue Templars. I've seen them through the woods, heading for the Freemen bases, leaving with crates. Destroy the Freemen, and they'll lead you straight to the Red Templars. This I promise.
I'll look into this, Fairbanks.
All my information about the Freemen is right here, in our camp. Help us, and everything I know about the Dales, about these woods, I will share with the Inquisition.
I'm not sure that you can really call the majority of an organization that decided to change its allegiance rogue. Because the majority of the Templars were the ones that became Red Templars. They didn't, like, it wasn't just a small amount of them. Or at least that's the impression that I get. I hate these paths up here. Especially... Okay. Because I've also been pushed off these paths before by an NPC. Just existing. The Watcher! I don't know who first called this place Watcher's Canyon. I know it's named for the strange hooded figure overlooking the ravine. No one knows who he is. People in these parts always refer to him as the Watcher. He must have had an elven name. Perhaps he was one of their gods. None of the elves here can tell me. I don't think even they know anymore. And this cave, Watcher's Reach? Well, he's reaching down into it, isn't he? Maybe with him guarding us, we'll survive this war. Oh, that was Fairbanks. That was supposed to be French. I mean Orlesian. I mean French. The shitty part about paths like these is, you know, you get shoved off by NPCs, by your party members, and then you just kind of it's not fun. Okay, so climb down. I told you I was going to find some information on Rashvine and the Emerald Graves, so I'm going to save, and then I'm going to do that. Codex. Crafting materials. Rashvine. Be wary when harvesting Rashvine, because the plant comes by its name honestly. Wow. Indeed, calling its effect upon exposed skin a rash is an understatement. I've known apprentices who went without treating the red sores, assuming them irritating but harmless, and eventually required either magical healing or amputation. So it's like poison ivy on steroids. Once the poison gets into the blood, it causes a painful calcification that turns the surface skin stone gray, and that's only the first symptom. In addition, it's primarily found in marshes and remote areas of deep vegetation, so there is often danger in finding Rashvine patches, even aside from that in collecting it. Fortunately, or unfortunately, if one happens to be a witless apprentice, Rashvine has a number of useful applications, salves that harden the skin or otherwise provide protection, not to mention being one of the primary ingredients of Unteven fire. My advice, use thick gloves and carry a sword. From Herbology and Thetis, by Master Ilian Gravier. I don't know. Yeah, it's poison ivy on steroids. And also, while I'm here, because I'm that guy, places, we're gonna go read the thing about the Emerald Graves, if I can find it. Deep Roads, Emerald Graves? No. Does that go under history? Oh wait, it's under the, isn't it? It's under the. I hate that they do that. Okay. So this is from the perspective of the elves. As a matter of fact, it is from the usual guy, Keeper Gisharel of the Ralafaran clan. I didn't realize that there was a list of resources at the bottom of these codex entries. That would have been so useful if I didn't already know the shit. Okay, that's fine. I know now. Our people call this place the Emerald Graves. Long ago, before the fall of the Dales, a tree was planted for every warrior who pledged themselves to the guardianship of the Dales. Together, these warriors were the Emerald Knights of Halam Shiral, and the forest of their trees was named the Emerald March. When the humans began encroaching once again upon our borders, the Emerald Knights banded together to protect us from the incursion. But the humans were many, and their chantry powerful, and they eventually conquered the Dales. The knights fought in defense of our land, and almost all perished. The trees that once represented a mighty army were now living symbols of sacrifice, the Emerald Graves. I hear that most humans in Orlais do not call this place by its true name. They find it an inauspicious one and refer to the forest only as the Great Wood. They refuse to see anything but wood and moss and leaves, and hope to remain ignorant of the blood that was spilled. But we of the people remember. We feel the weight of what was lost, and we see not trees, but lives given for our freedom. This is why. I also love, I love the Emerald Graves because, oh man. Okay, a difficult announcement. I am sorry to tell you of the lives we have lost. Gertrude, Chauvin, Devon, and Jacques were taken by Sister Cousteau's men while hunting. They are dead. I pray the Maker have mercy on their souls. The Freemen are preparing for something, stocking up on supplies and men. Patrols range further each day. Be careful where you go. When you forage, keep close by. To prevent more deaths, we must look out for each other. The soldiers among us have volunteered to guard and patrol Watcher's Reach, so the rest of you stay safe. With heavy heart, your friend and protector, Fairbanks. Yeah, the Emerald Graves has a lot of very heavy backstory and a lot of really interesting stuff you can find, but if you're not looking for it, you can just, like, kill your demons and go through, but it's so much more fun when you get the backstory. Ugh. Yeah, okay. A torn page. Needed more elf root, so I went with him to the grove by that strange rock on the road that looks like a grumpy old woman smoking a pipe. Freemen were there. They didn't see us at first, but Greer stepped on a twig. I didn't think that happened in real life, only in stories. That damn twig, I barely got away. Didn't like having to tell Fairbanks we lost the herbalist. Shit, they're gonna kill us all one by one. Examine, gotta get close enough. Oh, that's the thing, telling you about Sister Cousteau and the Freemen of the Dales kidnapping their people, which I've already done. Did the thing. Hi, Gertrude.
I'm standing because of you.
You're not dead.
Little gift, but I'll always be grateful.
How did you end up in the Viridium mine?
Oh. We desperately needed supplies and tried to steal some from the Freemen.
That was maybe not your best
Mine
choice.
didn't seem well guarded, and I used to be in the militia in my home village. I don't know why we weren't killed. I do remember Sister Cousteau talking about sending us to the Emprise de Lyon. Maybe I was mistaken. I can't imagine what they'd do with us there.
I've played this game, so I know what they do with you there.
I hope things are going well.
Bad
The
things.
supplies we salvaged from
Very
Cousteau's
bad.
mine have been a great help. Thank you again for saving us.
You're welcome. I'm gonna get rid of some of the shit in my inventory, because I have so much. Actually, as a matter of fact, Dorian can use that. I'm gonna worry about re-equipping people later, though. Yes, hideous experiments would be an understatement. Honestly, you'll find out when I get to the Emprise de Lyon later. It's pretty rough. Why? I guess that one swings faster. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of fun to play through, but also, oh my god. Honor Guard Sword. Get rid. Get rid. Get rid. Okay. Lightning Staff. Grand Enchanter Staff. We're gonna keep that one for Solus, that one for Dorian. I gotta take the Staff Blade off of that one. Get rid. Staff Grip. Get rid. But I want my Veil Strike on hit until I re-equip people. So, we're gonna keep some of these for now. Interesting. Okay. Get rid. Get rid. Edge of Vengeance! +2 dex, but I lose my poison. Worry about that later. Get rid of the Antivan choppers. Oh, hey. Oh, because of the grip. That's why. I'm like, why is that one better? Because there's a grip on it. Genius. I love the snake blade. Yeah, so... Can I turn you around? I can't turn you around. That's... I don't know why I can't turn you around. I should be able to. Hang on. Let me see if coming back at this screen will help. So, the snake blade is the one on the left. It's, just kind of what you would expect for something called a snake blade. Poor little non-harmful bacteria living down the castrals. What? Oh, because of your antibiotics. Yeah, that's... You know, you gotta make some sacrifices to get rid of the nasty ones, I guess. Hopefully they don't, suffer too much. But the Edge of Vengeance, if I look at that one, that's currently the one on the right. The Edge of Vengeance, it also glows. Not that you can tell from this screen, but it glows red because of the corruption rune. It's also pretty nasty. It looks really cool. And it does way more damage, and it has the armor penetration and dex, but I don't get my poison. No, wait, that's from Snakeblade. I'm an idiot. I swapped out the other one. Oh, and then this one. This one's also really cool. Now check out the one on the right. It's almost like a kukri, but like backwards. Anyway, they got some cool daggers. I just realized though, 5% chance to apply poison. I have poison weapons, so I'm gonna be doing that damage anyway. I'm an idiot. So we're gonna give him that one, I guess. And then leave some of the others for Cole. I think he has an assassin blade. Bow of Helpful Hazard. I should give that to Sarah. Get rid. 124. Leave this for later. I do need the Gain Guard dagger, or at least something where I can apply that via Masterwork slot. I'll try and figure out if I can get something like that going. I think that's going to come with a lot more resource gathering, unfortunately, which is fine. It just means that at some point I actually have to do stuff between streams. Andraste Sacrifice, give. So, the downside to this is that I have the chance. It doesn't tell you how much of a chance, but I have the chance to taunt all enemies, but I also get the mana stamina regeneration, which, stamina regeneration, I'm playing a rogue, along with the cooldown modifier, so 298 Paragon's Luster. Yeah, that's about right, because it's kind of everywhere. So that makes sense. Okay. Sigil of the Chevalier. Plus 15% front armor, minus 50% all other armor. No. Not worth it. Okay. So now, we come over here. We sell all the things. We are gonna save first because the last time I tried to sell this much stuff, my game crashed. So, cross your fingers, knock on wood. Knock on wood. There's wood. Knock, knock. Okay. Don't crash. Please don't crash. Yay! Alright. And now we run around. And there's a glyph, which is why there's Veilfire over there, but I don't need the glyphs here
I don't.
because I've
I
played
don't know how
before,
many
so
days.
I already have all this shit. I'm not gonna worry about it this time. Oh yeah, the map of Watcher's Pass, that's... I don't remember that. I think that's way up north where you find more Great Bears, actually. Which reminds me, I have to go kill some Great Bears for those elves in
You saved
the Exalted Plains.
Thank you so much.
Wolf Falls. Even with countless gallons of water rushing down over it for centuries, the wolf statue remains intact. Magic, perhaps?
This is bold of me, but if I could have a moment.
Sup? Let's chat first.
I'd like to know more about you and the rest of the people here.
Most of us are simple folk. Farmers, fishermen. Jolene over there is Smith. Just people trying to escape the war.
Never gonna miss the tier 3 medals.
What else do you know
So
about
this playthrough,
He found us when we most
the
needed
first time I played Ilari, I
him. He
forget what I
doesn't like
did.
to
I
talk about
think
himself, so I actually don't know much about him.
I think the first time
I'm
I
here. What do you need?
This
I
is
think
about
the
them.
first time I kept it
There's a
going,
rumor that
I've
he
done
has
I've done
noble blood.
both at the end because that's one of the ones where I'm like, I have no idea what this will do for Dragon Age 4, because you have the choice to basically keep the Inquisition going and risk corruption, or you have the choice to shut the Inquisition down and not have to worry about a large organization. I think for this playthrough, I will probably keep it going. I think my preference is to get it back to a small organization.
Does Fairbanks know about
But
this rumor?
they're not going to be a villain faction. No, but you may not have a very effective Inquisition if the villains
This rumor about Fairbanks being
infiltrate the
What do you want
Inquisition.
me to do about it?
That's the issue there.
I
So-
don't mean to impose, but you travel all over the Dales, don't
They're
you?
not technically going to be a villain faction, but you may end up with
I've written
some
everything I know in my
problems.
journal. You can look at it.
So, either way.
Goodbye.
But yeah, this time, for this playthrough, I think I'm going to keep it going, and then the next time I suspect what I'm going to do with Ruben is shut it down. Well, I mean, yeah, but who's going to regulate it? Because the Inquisitor is trying to... yeah, real-world armies. The thing about that is the Inquisition is technically run by the Chantry. So... Oh yeah, Alien. You'll catch up by the time I get to the DLC, because the decision we're talking about is literally the last thing you can do in the DLC that follows the game. So this is the last decision you get to make. Okay. Clara's journal. Clara writes mainly about life at Watcher's Reach. Her curiosity about Fairbanks is interspersed between detailed descriptions of foraging excursions. Watcher's Reach, day 30. I saw Fairbanks looking at an old gold medallion as I walked past him. It bore the image of some kind of bird and the motto, "To the sun on blessed wings." Odd. Watcher's Reach, day 51. The old elf Calder has such stories. He talks about how Fairbanks helped people even before the war. Calder says there's some who think Fairbanks is actually of noble blood, not a commoner like he claims. I wonder if that has anything to do with the medallion. Watcher's Reach, day 52. I pestered Calder some more. To make me stop asking, he told me the story of the Lamarck family. Lord Giraud Lamarck's only daughter fell in love with a chevalier in the service of Lord Giraud's enemy, and ended up with his child. Lord Giraud was furious and turned Berenice out of their home. Then he had her lover assassinated. Awful! Berenice never returned to her father and fled to the Dales. Her child was stillborn, but Lord Giraud eventually regretted what he had done, and on his deathbed left all lands and titles to her and all her offspring. Why would he have done that if he was certain the child died? Watcher's Reach, day 56. I can't stop thinking about it. What if Fairbanks is really the Lamarck baby? Imagine all the good he could do if he was noble and inherited that fortune. but having him reinstalled would take proof. After all I've heard of the Council of Heralds, there can be no doubt. Maybe the medallion, but anyone could have a trinket like that. There could be something here in the Dales to help me prove it, but I wouldn't know where to start. I got you, Clara. Okay, so we're gonna save again. Now. Unmark that. So, one of the things is that you can go right back up to the surroundings around Villa Morel to find some proof for Fairbanks's potential noble blood. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna start there. Yeah, Fairbanks is a secret hidden heir. You get as close to proof as you can, really. I wonder if my village is still standing. Clara has a theory, and then you find shit, and you go, wait.
Sister Cousteau is dead. Oh, she died.
A little bit of sadism there. I mean, not that it's not deserved.
Nice work with the magic back there, Dorian. You're pretty good at blowing guys up.
It's significantly more impressive than hitting them with a sharp piece of metal.
Hey, whoa, let's not get crazy.
Alright. Thing 1. Go in here. Unlock the doors again. It's so nice to play a rogue. Not that you can't just have one of your rogues unlock the door, but... Corner. Dark corner. There we go. Take. A midwife's journal. This time-worn diary was found amongst more valuable items. It is bound in leather and has a solid silver trim, which might be why it was saved. A few entries can still be made out. 16 herring, 9/8. This has been the coldest winter I can remember. Even the river is frozen. No one should be out there, not in this blizzard. So you can imagine my surprise when there was a knock on my gate. A young woman. She's looking for the Fairbanks cottage. I go out. I say to her nothing fair about this weather, but yes, you're at the right place. She throws back her cloak and I see she is heavy, less than 2 weeks away. Please help. She's almost in tears. I bring her into the house and sit her by the fire with some tea and slippers. She's young, not more than 20. Her hands are smooth. They have not seen a day of work in her life. Her clothes are Her clothes are travel-stained, but fine. The cloak must be worth at least 50 royals. Beautiful blue, trimmed with fox fur. Her name is Berenice, but she won't say more. Many girls come here not wanting to say who they are. I understand. 25 herring, 9/8. Bernice has had the baby. A boy. Healthy. Still full head of hair. She named him Évariste. She tried to pay me with a heavy gold locket, a falcon on its face. I asked her what it was. It looked valuable. She says it's her father's, and she doesn't care to have it anymore. I tell her she might not, but her son might one day want to know where he's from. 1st of Winter March, 9/9. A new year. Bernice should be healthy enough to leave, but it is still cold, and I just cannot turn her out. I will ask her to stay and be my assistant. I've needed help for a while. My fingers are not as nimble as they used to be. Clever girl. She'll make a fine apprentice. So, that's some evidence right there. He grew up at the Fairbanks cottage. Thus, Fairbanks. Regardless of the fact that his real name is Évariste Lemarque. Let's find more stuff. Like... Come on. There we go. A portrait. An old painting in a carved wooden frame. Paint has rubbed off in some places. Carved into the back of the frame. Logero Lemarque. The portrait shows the lord as he must have looked over 40 years ago. He bears a striking resemblance to Fairbanks. And then, what's the easy way to do this? Probably to bounce up the hill and then go down the other side of the hill so that I can find the last thing. And hope I don't get stuck with the rift in the meantime. because I don't want to deal with that right now. I'll do rifts later. Bad. E. Eh. Oh, right, this is Argon's Lodge. This was the other thing. Wait, I say Art. Yes. Okay. So, we're gonna deal with Auguste at Argon's Lodge, and then we're gonna find more proof of Fairbanks' noble birth, apparently. Can I open this door? I cannot. Can't go in through the back. My poor rogue is disappointed. I can't sneak in. God damn it. Ah, fuck. Okay. Ah, I missed. Is that it? That's not what I wanted. Cool. You! I love that. I need to remember that I have spike traps, because they're fun. They do so much damage so fast. Freeman orders. Get your men out on the roads and hunt down those Inquisition bastards. We're losing the Emerald Graves. Have you forgotten what we're fighting for? Everything we do for our future and for Olay. You're concerned about the stock of the PC that you're gonna buy? Like, whether or not it's in stock kind of a thing? I mean, unfortunately, the only way to ensure something like that is to buy it faster, which is not always feasible. Ouch. Yeah, well, fuck you. Trap. Yeah. Trap again. Yeah. Is that it? That is not it. Oh. More notes. An unsigned message. Villemorel's taken. Malifont's gone. We're losing our grip. What now? The men are starting to balk, talking about giving up. I mean, I would be okay with you surrendering. I'm alright with that. I don't want to have to kill everyone all the time. Except that, you know, that's how you level. Alright, let's get some loot before we head inside. Wait a minute. The other thing's over here. Dalish banner, cool. Run around the back. Open the door. Look at this! Orlais, Heraldry and Symbolism. This book offers a comprehensive look at the well-known noble bloodlines of Orlais. Excuse me. Of interest are a few lines in the entry on the House of Lemarque. Ami Lemarque established this ancient house in the time of Emperor Cordillus Dracon. Sadly, the bloodline ended with Lord Giraud Lemarque, who disowned his only daughter Bernice. The shield of Lemarque bears a falcon volant on a field of sky blue and gold. The house's motto is, "To the sun on blessed wings." Which, if you recall, is what Clara saw Fairbanks looking at. That is the very phrase. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that volant just is heraldry speak for flying. people. Please don't trip on me while I'm trying to open a chest. Okay, now we're gonna go back to Argan's Lodge and finish up there because I can, because that's what we got. Except I want to be going in this way. Right in through the front door. In the ass. I love when I just throw something and the guy's just like, no! Bends over backwards like I just smacked him in the ass with the frickin' brass knuckles. Like that! That was good. That was a good shot. I love shit like that. Will I play other games? I'm considering the Kingdom Hearts collection, so that'll be a while. I assume you mean streaming. Because I play plenty of other games that I'm not able to stream. The thing right now is that I don't have the technology available to stream things which are not on my PS4, because right now I'm just streaming via the PS4's built-in abilities. So it has to be PS4 stuff for now. Oh yeah, that's how I get the Chateau d'Anterre quest. So for right now, I'm gonna do, yeah, Kingdom Hearts. I love that game series, but I haven't played them in so long because my PS2 is upstairs and in a box, and I don't swap that one back down very much, so I haven't played Kingdom Hearts in a very, very, very long time. Also, the copy of Kingdom Hearts 2 that I have is pretty dead, but they released the collection relatively recently, so that one has 1.5 Final Mix, 2.5 Final Mix, 358 Days Over 2, Chain of Memories, and at least one more that I can't come up with. So I will probably stream my next Inquisition playthrough before I do Kingdom Hearts, but honestly, I am not good at those gummy ship missions. I'm effectively, if I have to steer something which is not a character, I'm not so good at it. Yeah. So I can't say that I miss those particularly. Ah yes, here we go. Bottles of Thetis. Absence. I am aware of how to spell it. This bottling reflects my wish that the current crop of behatted self-styled cads would disappear. I preferred La Fée Verte as spirit, not affectation. Skyvan. Designing the ships, hell yeah. Okay, so I have joked for, I have, my car is a Hyundai Tucson, and it's one of the, it's a 2007, so it's not super new. I joke that it's my gummy ship because it's not like all hard lines and everything, it's kind of squishy looking. So, my car is my gummy ship. What happens when I've got all the bottles? I just have a collection. It's just stuff that you can collect. You are able to go down and read all of the descriptions if you go into Skyhold's basement. You could have a wine cellar, but you kind of have shelves. So I'm sure it's near the wine cellar, but it's just more stuff to read. Sir August's messages. Auguste, Might I remind you, none of us really understand these heathen etchings. We're going as fast as we can. I would add that some of the men are uneasy about the whole thing. You know, the stories of elven curses. This weapon you believe hidden here better be worth it. Gale. They're looking for the Sulavine blade, which isn't in the Emerald Graves. But they don't know that because... oh my god. Alright. Fey Verte is French for Green Fairy. Yep. Yeah, no, I'm aware of absinthe versus absence, but yeah. I'm a fan. I know exactly enough French to catch stuff like that. Oh, actually, so we were talking about daggers that give you guard. I would like to point out that my Inquisitor currently has guard, because the necklace that I have him with, that accessory that I just got, the what was it? Andraste's Sacrifice. That particular item, when you taunt enemies, it gives you guard. So I'm getting guard. I'm getting my face bashed in sometimes, but I'm getting guard. Assassin's Creed series had cool rewards to its collection quests. Absolutely. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna run down here just so it's on my map. This is where you have to go once you get the 3 Astrariums. Astraria. I hate that they call it Astrariums. I'm just gonna call them Astraria from now on because it sounds cooler. And also, fucking pick a pluralization. If the Ocularums, or if the plural of Ocularum becomes Oculara, the plural of Astrarium should be Astraria, because. So this is the place you go, where you get when you get all of the Astraria. There's only 2 thingies though. There we go. There's the 3rd one, way up there where I couldn't see it. Okay. So, next thing. What's this? That's a smuggler letter. I may as well get that while I'm here. Hopefully, we don't run into the rift. We shouldn't. Let's find out. Yeah, a lot of the collection quests in Dragon Age are just kind of for the sake of collection. The only one that is the exception is the shards, because the shards are... once you have all the shards, you can open doors because they're magical, and you can open the magic doors in the Forbidden Oasis. Most of the collection quests are just because. So you can read the things later. They really... they expect you to prioritize the lore, I think. And, you know, luckily someone like me, I do. I love reading the backstory shit. What is that area of the map? The eye symbol, as opposed to the standard unexplored gray. The eye symbol is what happens when you have... the eye symbol is the symbol of the Inquisition, first of all. The little gold bit is when you have something selected. The bit in the purple behind it is when there's a range to that quest. So, like, I can select, say, this rift, and it gets the little gold eye symbol, but it doesn't get the purple behind it because it is a rift in a single location. But over here, when you have the smuggler letters, you don't know exactly where they are. So you gotta find them. They're usually somewhere in the center of the thing, but I have now left the exploration area. There we go, found. No, get back here. I will fight you. Yeah! That's what happens. Dorian, that was the second of two. You are the most useless necromancer. Yeah, sure, I'm gonna take this guy that you just beat and make sure it's the second guy that we're gonna get to work with us to beat up the first guy that we already killed. Thanks, Dorian. Smuggler letter! I have not played Morrowind. New clients to Master Kells. The new client wants double the Red Lyrium shift last time. The contact said it was for someone called Samson. I met him during the last trip. Got a Templar feel off of him. Although the armor he wears doesn't look chantry. Still, his coin's good and he doesn't preach. Toby.
Another letter on the smugglers, referring to Samson.
Alright. There's a body. Let's go check it out. Torn pages. Nothing to hunt for days. No deer, no hares, nothing. Wenig says we're at least halfway through the forest. He's the only one who's traveled these parts, so we have to take his word. Ugh, Wenig. The minute we get out of here and back to a town, we're ditching the shifty-eyed bastard. It's not just that he's a mage, he's just shifty. He found some herbs, said they would keep the hunger at bay. Shouldn't have listened, but the others thought it was a good idea. What did he call it? Ashvine? Doesn't matter. You can't live off vegetables. Real men need real meat to keep the blood up and the humor circulating. Good thing we decided to rest. Feeling dizzy from the lack of proper food. The writing trails off. Don't forget, Rashvine is poisonous. Yep. And there's a lot of it around. Luckily, I have a rogue who wears gloves. I mean, apparently, according to some of the armor you get, a rogue's gloves are fingerless, but, you know, everybody's got gloves, so I'm just assuming he's got extra ones in his pack.
I can't believe you drank that swill at the tavern.
I can't believe they served that swill at the tavern. What is Skyhold coming to?
Then why did you drink it?
Because
I
it's
couldn't
alcoholic.
stop. With each sip, it can't be that bad, can it? Before I knew it, I was analyzing the nuances of its flavor, observing its effect on my nausea. I was in a catatonic trance, fueled by the stench of disgusting dwarven ale.
Or you're a drunkard with terrible taste.
Wow.
There is that.
I mean, he drinks brandy. How good can his taste really be? Not that I can talk, because I also occasionally drink brandy. It's just, I'm well aware that it's gross. Brandy is something that you... Yes, bear. As a matter of fact, it's a great bear, which means I might be able to make that elf in the Exalted Plains a little bit happier, because she can have some great bear pelts, skins, whatever they call it. Great bear fur, I guess. But yeah, brandy is not something that you drink if you want to enjoy your drink. Brandy is something that you drink when you just want to be drunk. It's not quite bourbon. It doesn't, you know, specifically taste like burning, but it doesn't really taste like anything most of the time. It's just not very good. That was it? I didn't get a drop from that great... Yes, I did. Okay. Great Bear Hide. 9. Yeah. Yeah. I only needed 3 for that particular elf in the Exalted Plains. I'm gonna use a potion, because Ilari's about to get real sad. Okay, we're gonna do the Astrarium over here. Oh, which one is this? Oh, it's the horsey. Okay, that's... Okay. I'm like, how do I usually do this one? I don't remember. Logic dictates. This is how. This one always reminds me of Capricorn because it looks like the horse has a tail, like a horse tail over here, and then also like a mermaid tail over here, which is what Capricorn is, because it's got like the sea goat thing, so it's like a goat with a mermaid's tail. Constellation Equinor, the stallion. This is... Oh, this is another... I'll read these later. That's another demonstration of colonialism in Dragon Age. Okay, so I'm leaving. I'm leaving the rifts for later. It is also 12:20, and I have to do some work stuff later on. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm going to zip back here to this Astrarium, and then I'm gonna go talk to Fairbanks. So let's do this the quick way. I'm gonna go back down into Watcher's Reach, and then I'm gonna go back to Watcher's Reach to talk to people, but first I'm gonna run through it because I want to take care of that Astrarium first. Oh look! More free men. Don't you know that I defeated your people? I'm entertained that they're associating the Inquisition with yet more things that the Inquisition has no association with. The Crown and the nobles, like... The only reason that even remotely makes sense is... You own this place. You own this place. You know you said that to an elf, right? Sir Auguste is dead. If this continues, we'll lose everything we worked for. We must do something. Send all the men out. Everyone who can fight. I'm heading to the Exalted Plains. There are still some free men hiding out there. We can regroup. Emily. No, I took the Exalted Plains too. They're mine. You don't want the Inquisition, you got some problems. But yeah, it vaguely makes sense that someone might associate the Inquisition with the Crown, if you will, because we did, you know, save Celine's life, but... You know, it's not... Nobles... no. Like, we got Sarah and Josephine basically to keep the nobles on their toes. Nobody wants nobles. Ooh, thing! What died? Was this like collateral damage? This was probably collateral damage, because I don't remember coming up here and killing something. Essence containment apparatus. No, that was a Templar. Okay. Now, come up here. Do the Astrarium. Right, this is the one way up there, which I have to get to by coming around. Eh. Up. There we go. Astrarium! Alright. Oh, this is the fun one. This one's like the weird bodice-shaped one. Yeah, that does work, doesn't it? Okay. I don't recall for sure that this is supposed to be a bodice, but that's all I think of when I see it, because I'm like, what else could it possibly be? Like, I've just laced up someone's bodice for them. That's all this looks like to me. I laced a corset. See? It's totally not, but that's what I think of. Alluvia. Commonly referred to as sacrifice. A young woman saved from a lustful mage by being sent into the sky by her father, after which the mage killed him, hence the sacrifice. The daughter became the constellation, depicted as a seated woman with her head in the clouds. Prior to this tale, Illuvia was thought to represent Razikel, the Tevinter old god of mystery, and the constellation was the source of many superstitions involving granting wishes. Yeah, so technically it's supposed to represent a young lady, and it's not a bodice, but it's totally a bodice. Okay, so now, to finish up today's stream, we're going to run back and we're going to talk to Fairbanks, who's really Évariste Lemarque. By which I mean, we're going to talk to Clara, and we're going to make him own up to his nobility, because there's this concept, an old French concept, I believe, actually, ironically. Noblesse oblige. The nobility... Technically, a lot of people... Okay, well, that was the awkwardest possible time to have my game die on me. Or my connection, because basically, what just happened was, I told Clara, and she was like, Lord Évariste Lemarque, I knew it! And I'm pretty sure that's what saved was after I talked to Clara. So, awkward timing there. Yeah, that saved after I talked to Clara. So, I apologize. That was what I was gonna try to finish up with. So that's some shit timing right there. Yeah, so basically all you missed was, oh, Lord Évariste Lemarque, I knew it. And, you know, something about convincing the Council of Heralds. I'll send this on as soon as I can. Thank you, Inquisitor. Okay. You're welcome. Whatever. Yeah, so, shitty timing. I do have to talk to Fairbanks, though, because I killed all the Freemen leaders, so I may as well do that real quick. Fairbanks, no, Fairbanks absolutely did not want to be a noble for real, but he is one, so he's gonna get his shit together and do his job. Because if you want to actually get shit done, you know, you use every opportunity that you have, and you're actually a noble, so deal with it.
You saved my people. We'd given them up for dead. Perhaps the stories are true.
I'm quite sure that you're talking about the people in the caves that I rescued before I talked to you the first time. So...
I need to be going.
I'll be here.
Exactly. Use your privilege. You're a fucking noble.
Inquisitor.
Use your nobility.
They hurt so many of my
Noblesse
people.
oblige.
Now it's finally over. Thank you. Perhaps with the Freemen gone, we can find a proper home. Algon's Lodge was always well situated. Inquisitor.
Cool.
I need to be going.
I'll be here.
And now let's see if he's got anything to say about me ratting him out as a noble.
Inquisitor.
Nope, he doesn't. Fabulous. Alright, we're good.
I need to be going.
I'll be here.
And actually... Oh, so it just gave me agent acquired. So Fairbanks is officially on my, list of acquired... Sure. Agents for Leliana. Argon's Lodge is up here, yeah, that's gotta be Argon's Lodge. So, if I go up to Briathos' steps, pretty soon, I don't know if it'll just update right now, or if I have to wait until they're there, but it'll give me a, yep, there we go. It gives me a fast travel point at Argon's Lodge. I think the one at Watchman's Reach goes away. Yeah, because that would have been right down here. So, the one at Watchman's Reach is gone, but now they have Argon's Lodge, which is, you know, actually indoors and not a ruin. So now they've got all this shit.
Inquisitor.
And he still has nothing to say about me ratting him out as a noble, so that's fine.
Good day then.
Let me actually, so I'm going to save again. Let me see if I go back to Skyhold, there may be a war table mission already, but I'm not sure I have anybody free to go on a war table mission at the moment, but we can check. And it also has to be one where I actually like the outcome. Because Leliana just basically goes, yeah, let's throw him to the wolves, and I don't particularly think that would be effective. Josephine's like, he'll be the darling of all the nobles. He's the underdog. He came back from... So. And then Cullen's basically like, leave the guy alone. He didn't want to be a noble. He's such a Templar. He's not thinking politically. He's a warrior. He's going, I wouldn't want that. Which, you know, as a person, I like what they did with Cullen in Inquisition. He was a dick in previous games, but I like what they did with his character. Like, but he's not after, like, how can we make this work as an Inquisition? He's after, how can we make individual people more comfortable, which is not particularly effective if you want, you know, revolution or, you know, change in any way. I think Hawke's line was my favorite. That's what happens when you try to change things. Things change, and you can't always control how. Nope. Optimal cutting, so I get better herbs. For the discovery and the search tool.
We can send in smaller groups to offer relief.
I don't need literally any of that.
Are you well?
A headache, nothing more.
Ventivan tailoring. I get more inventory. Or tempered glass flasks. One more potion slot. I barely use the ones I have. So we'll go more inventory. Somebody's done. That was Cullen, wasn't it? No, that was Leliana. Lord. Okay. Oh, God, I never did that one? Shit. I never decided what I wanted to do there. Yes, all the pockets! Give me all the pockets! I need pockets in everything. There's uniforms that we could be using at work that have pockets in them, and I want the pockets. Except it would probably rip off, so maybe not. Templars. Felicissima Armada. And she legit admits that it's not important. I never decided if I wanted to send Leliana or Cullen on this one, so I'm not going to do that. But, more importantly, I specifically came here to look at Fairbanks. Investigate Elven Ruins. It wasn't that. Liberate Emprise de Lyon. Not yet. Especially magic extra-dimensional pockets of holding. Hell yes! Which, I mean, is effectively what you have... There we go. Capitalize on alliance with Fairbanks. That's what I was looking for. But yeah, that brings my my inventory from 60 items to 75 items. I've been told that the Council of Heralds has reviewed the evidence and now recognizes Évariste Lemarque, known to us till now as Fairbanks, as the sole heir of Lord Giraud Lemarque. All holdings and chattels retained by the Lemarque noble house have now reverted to the ownership of Lord Évariste Lemarque. I smell an opportunity. Josephine. So, what Josephine would say, a rebel, helping the helpless, fighting the enemies of the Empire, and all the while holding the secret of his noble blood, it makes for a romantic story, and Orlesians love their romance. Sell Lord Évariste right, and we'll have all the wealthy ladies of Southern Orlais eating out of his hand, and ours. I mean, I like the way she thinks. And then there's Leliana. I love Leliana, but this is awful. Lord Évariste Lemarque, I would like to see how he fares at court. The game is merciless, and even its best players often falter. A forest-dwelling loner, he'll be butchered. But given an easy target, predators often become arrogant and expose their weaknesses. We'll be watching. So we're not gonna let Leliana do this one, because that's shit. Yeah, sure, let's use him as bait. Cullen, as I understand it, Fairbanks never wanted to acknowledge who he was. It was you who allowed words of his heritage to be revealed to the Council of Heralds. I say we leave him alone. Let him retain his privacy, what little is left. So we're going to send Josephine on that one once she's done with whatever else she's doing. I forgot where I sent her already. They're both in Ferelden somewhere. Scout Haven Ruins, that's what she's doing. Because I have the soldiers doing the Measure Veil Strength thing, and she's got allies in Ferelden that are going to help the Chargers get people from Haven. Yeah, Cullen's a good character by Inquisition, but he thinks very small. He thinks on the individual level, which is a wonderful character trait to explore, particularly in contrast with Leliana, who is like, no, we're going to use whatever resources we have and fuck the consequences unless they affect us. Or Josephine, who's like, well, no, because if we use these other resources, we might be able to make this work better. She's very diplomatic, and it is very helpful. Leliana is just kind of... Leliana's cutthroat. She doesn't care about the people involved as long as she is very the ends justify the means. Cullen is very the means justify the ends. And, you know, there is no correct answer to that because neither of them are correct all the time. But there are also times when you look at Josephine's answer and you go, "Oh no, honey, you gotta pick something." So I'm gonna look at this one more time. Okay. So this is after the Inquisitor gets the Artificer specialization, your trainer, Three Eyes, sets up this war table mission. I've got a stockpile of contraptions in the workshop to be used when the time is right. Looks like now's the time. Problem is, the time is too right. One moment no one needs them, the next everyone does. You've been a good pupil and I'd consider you a peer. I'd like your opinion. So, Josephine specifically starts out with, this is not as pressing as Cullen's need. Blah blah, someone will pay you for them. So, if you start with, this is not as pressing as Cullen's need, I'm not going to listen to you. Meanwhile, a contact in the Felicissima Armada tells me the raiders have had tense standoffs with the Venatori. We modify Three Eyes' traps to act like magic and plant them on raider ships. The Armada will declare war on the Venatori and keep their vessels busy. So that's thinking big. That's big picture stuff. That's, you know, once again, the ends justify the means. But it doesn't seem that besides not listening to Cullen, anything really goes wrong on the individual level. And then you listen to Cullen. We're watching one of the Red Templar supply routes. They've a large shipment coming in the next few weeks. With Three Eyes' traps, we could force the caravans to take a detour right into our soldiers. So this is immediate payout. Red Templars, fewer supplies, you know, we cut them off, we beat them up. Honestly, I don't think either one is a better choice than the other. And they take the same amount of time because they have the same amount of agents. So I'm just going to send Leliana because, like I said, I don't think either one is necessarily a better or worse answer. The Venatori and the Red Templars both need to go down. So having the Felicissima Armada on the Inquisition's side makes sense. So that's that one. I think I am going to call it there. Next time, I'm going to try and finish up in the, not the Exalted Plains, the Emerald Graves. And actually, I think that is probably all that I'm going to do, because the Emerald Graves is a much larger map than I ever tend to remember, and looking at my map, I have, let's see, it looks like I have a little less than half of the map, and also there's a couple of side quests in there, like the Chateau d'Anterre is somewhere over here, I think. Maybe it's over here. I forget. It's at one extreme edge of the map. I don't remember if it's east or west, but got, let's see, less than half of the landmarks. So I think the next stream is going to be mostly finishing up in the Emerald Graves, and then after that I have a whole bunch of character stuff to do. But I think that's going to be a week from today. So, for right now, I hope everybody has an excellent day. Go to work. Good luck. I also have to get ready for work, so I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Sorry for the weird connection issue, like, right at the end of my stream. That was shitty timing. And I will see everybody soon. Adieu.